Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, February 2nd, 2016, we got more fear-mongering headlines from the mainstream media saying this newly introduced illness, Zika, now spreads through sex, automatically reminding people of STDs and AIDS. What I'm going to do in this video is show how these stories are contrived, and we're going to talk about Zika, we're going to talk about Ebola, and we're going to talk about AIDS. I really think the information I'm about to share, if the person takes the time to understand it and research it and see that what I'm presenting is valid, they will realize this is some of the most important research ever put forth on what has been done to us with disease and illness such as AIDS, such as Ebola, such as what's going on right now with Zika. So yesterday was February 2nd, the 33rd day of the year. The 33rd day of the year. I'm going to talk a lot about gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. This is important in terms of Ebola and AIDS and Zika. Zika was supposedly discovered in 1947. Zika equals 47 in gematria. 47 is a very important number to the Freemasons and the Zionists who rule over us, who control media, who control medicine, who control world governments, and who operate by this numerological code. Zika, 47, discovered supposedly in 47. Notice also this story comes out of Texas. Remember with Ebola, the big scares were coming out of Texas. The first person to contract it, we'll talk more about her, Nina Pham. But anyway, not only that, just notice that the word Texas has the sound sex in it, and it also has the letters within it that make up sex. No coincidence. This is all part of how these people operate when they contrive their propaganda. Now, with regards to this news coming out on February 2nd, the 33rd day of the year, this is why it's important. AIDS in gematria equals 33. It was touted as a gay disease. Gay happens to have gematria of 33. The first patient to be discovered with it at UCLA, supposedly, was named Michael. Michael is a name with 33 gematria, the Pythagorean format. And the doctor who made the discovery was 33 years old. 33-year-old doctor, 33-year-old patient, gematria of 33 for AIDS. You can read the article about it. The AIDS discovery came in 1981. The Ebola scare came 33 years later, 2014. No coincidence. It's all about illness. The word ill has gematria of 33. A very important number to the Freemasons and the Zionists. So now let's look more at AIDS and AIDS by the numbers. In 1998, on February 3rd, that's exactly 18 years ago today, new research was revealed saying that HIV was traced back to 1959 to the Belgian Congo. 59 is a number stamped all over black Americans. It's also the kill number in Jewish gematria, and I want you to see just how this propaganda was created with regards to it being traced to 59 in the Belgian Congo. Belgian Congo in gematria sums to 59. And the big way it sums to 104, a lot like 10-4 message received, a number very important to the United States. The doctor who spoke out about that discovery in 59 was named Dr. David Ho. Just think about the name Ho. Ho. It makes you think of sex. And AIDS was this, sex scare in a way about people who live promiscuously, especially homosexuals. Dr. David Ho lets us know it goes back to 59 in the Belgian Congo. What's interesting about 33 and David Ho, Dr. David Ho, is that when you write them out, they both sum to 66. 66 and 33 have a relationship in numerology. In the Bible, which is very much centered around the number 33, Genesis, the first book, has a gematria of 33. Just like in science, Big Bang equals 33. Anyhow, that's another topic. The 66th book is Revelation, based on the 39 books of the Old Testament, which Genesis is the first of. And in the 66th book of the Bible, Revelation, it says the false Jews will rule in the end times. They are known as the synagogue of Satan. In this world, those are the Zionist Jews, the people who control the media, the people who control governments, who control medicine, who control so much, and who, again, operate by this code, and who do all this stuff by the numbers. So 33 and 66. Spiritual meaning, and very much numbers that are coded by the Masons, the keepers of knowledge as they pride themselves in being, the invisible architects of society. With regards to it being discovered in 59, again, this is a number stamped all over Black Americans. In a second, I'm going to let you see an Ebola story from last year on May 9th, but first know this. Negro equals 59. Slave equals 59. Blues equals 59. Rasta equals 59. Motown Records came out in 59. In so many news media stories about injustice against Black Americans, there's a major 59 coded. For example, Rodney King in Gematria equals 59. He was beaten on March 3rd, 3-3. Police equals 33 because police are controlled and operated by the Freemasons. LAPD, who beat him on 3-3, even equals 33. So with that in mind about 59, let me show you this about Liberia. So Liberia was declared Ebola free last year on May 9th after going 42 days without a new case. 42 days on May 9th. And 42 and 59 are the numbers stamped all over Black Americans. I'll also show you what's up with Liberia in just a moment. Notice this about 5 and 9, the numbers that make up 59. They are the only two numbers when written out that have gematria of 42. 42. And 59 and 42 are stamped on Black Americans. The most hateful word for Black Americans, nigger, has gematria of 42. In Africa, that word is kafir, which has gematria of 33 and 42. But notice also the double 5-9 coding within it. None of this is a coincidence. This is how the Masons and the Zionist Jews, who have been around since before this nation began, have created the English language. This language is their creation. It's the reason it's being spread worldwide. People say things such as New World Order and Illuminati. This is who it is. The Masons, the Zionists, the Jesuits, the secret societies that operate in high places. And they speak in this language of numerology and gematria. Ebola free even has gematria of 42. Ebola free after 42 days. Now, why Liberia? Liberia has gematria of 38, just like Africa, just like death. Think about that in light of what goes on in that continent and all the hardship it has suffered over the years because of its European oppressor nations. You know, the same people who colonized the United States, North America, South America, also colonized Africa. But they've treated Africa the worst, and there's a reason for that. These people have the most hatred for blacks worldwide. It is very apparent looking at history and also what they've coded into this language in history. So Ebola was discovered in 1976, 38 years before the outbreak in 2014. Remember how the media was scaring us heavily in 2014, especially in the summer with Ebola? 38 years later. All this 38 coding, a number surrounding death. And of course, the Ebola scare is all about scaring people with regards to death. Remember this woman, Nina Pham, the first woman to contract Ebola in the United States in Dallas, Texas? Nina, a name with 38 gematria. Pham, a name with 38 gematria. Again, 38 years since the discovery. She was Asian. I also think that was part of the code. Asian has gematria of 44, just like kill. Think about what the Western nations have done to the Asian nations in this world. How many wars, how many needless slaughters. You know, the imperialists, the tyrants at the top, they have pretty much terrorized every race in this world. Blacks, Hispanics, Asians, whites as well. But whites probably have benefited the most from the tyrannical order. But don't forget who was responsible. If you read your history book carefully, it has always been the Jews. The Jews financed this nation, the American Revolutionary War. The majority of slave ships were financed by the Jews. The majority of slave holders were Jews at the beginning of this nation's history. That's why they control the media, erase that history, and get people to think about other villains, other characters who they've contrived, from Adolf Hitler to David Duke, both Zionist agents. Also, Ebola in Pythagorean gematria sums to 17, just like kill, another connection to death. Africa in death gematria. That number 228 also connects to United States of America, and don't forget that this nation began out of a genocide of the native people. The United States, all it is the military arm of the New World Order, if you will. That's all this country's ever done since it was created. Go to war. War, war, war. You know, most of the people in this country are poor, don't have good quality food. Why? Because all the money's spent on mechanisms of war. When the people decide they don't need us to fund their military machine anymore, there might be another genocide here. I think that day's still a ways off, though. They'll keep scaring us up until that day, though. So also with regards to 33, remember Ebola. At the beginning, every single character they were bringing out in the media who had Ebola was 33 years old. I did several videos on this back in 2014. You can go back and watch them. It was all 33. Headlines coded 33, left and right. The reason I've been doing this research and not giving up on it is because I've known it's true since 2013. I just realize it's hard for people to catch on. But I don't know how anyone can watch a presentation like this and dismiss it. The Zionist State of Israel, I meant to make the point, established in the year 47 with a 33-member vote by the United Nations on the 333rd day of the year, November 29th. Zika has gematria of 47, discovered in 47, same year the Zionist state was established. If you read Zionist history, they say that date, November 29th, 1947, was a day of prophecy. That date has 106 numerology. The word prophecy has gematria of 106. The more you're aware of this skill and pay attention, the more you see how often gematria has been used by this gang. Okay, so let's close out with today's headline, February 3rd. A crisis of faith. Zika virus tests Catholic position on birth control. If you know this language of gematria, you'll see through these headlines. Catholic equals 71, so does a crisis of faith. And with regards to birth control, here's what's interesting about that. Birth control came out in 1959. Notice in Jewish gematria, kill equals 59. It was researched in 59. It came out for sale on the day May 9th, 1960. First time birth control sold to the public. It was called Anavid, having gematria of 33. The doctor credited with it was Searle, having gematria of 33. Today, Pfizer and other mega drug pharmaceuticals make major money off of things such as birth control. Notice Pfizer's gematria, 44, also the kill number, which ties right in with medicine and MD. And Western medicine, Western doctors, they are something I swore off a long time ago. As for the date of May 9th, 1960, a date with 74 numerology like Masonic, like Jewish. With regards to Zika, where we began, there's rumors that Monsanto and other private companies sponsored by people such as Bill Gates have been experimenting with GMO mosquitoes and have been using them in areas such as where the Zika outbreak is. Notice that Bill Gates in gematria equals 33. He was head of Microsoft for 33 years. His partner is Melinda Gates. Melinda Gates equals 47. Microsoft's on the 47th parallel up by Seattle. These are the numbers of the gangsters, mafia in Jewish gematria, 47. Walter Reed researches disease and illness in mosquitoes, 666. Monsanto makes chemicals to fight these things, 666. This is how we are ruled by the gang. This is how we are profited over by very terrible people. Until next time.